Hello, everyone. Happy Women's Day. Happy International Day of the Women. And welcome to Oko and Beyond yet again. And today, I'll just go straight to the point. We have a special guest in our building, and it's no other person but someone you want to meet, someone we've met in our comment session when we were talking about women who have helped in the development of Oku. So without further ado, we are going to welcome on stage somebody whom you're going to see in a minute. All right, so we have here with us Yaah Beatrice, Dr. Yaah Beatrice Wamey. I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah, bello, wan komote.
Bello, yeah.
Me
We could do.
sangle na ngang se elu se kile ke likin se sunglen. Aka chika web jim tong tenge International Women's Day. And namase tong te ken komas and check Women's Day because kanakalu international. Fina now vi of jim benefe blue luna ka chicken kana lien vi luna mache maseja be ma bega ka chiki jim san lu ka chib ki ka ya celebrate ki ten mas sangle chiasne beka we Ruthie wal luna we bas g ntong se blama kwanga blazing the path ga watika to IT so connect go so sungnen sub kipu masangle nanangang saying yes na ka kipu yes mom aka chika kina yes and say egia says na conan and then yaki na forget life allo gia yes gas and one no yes na yalu a lack yalu tum yes in conan at the tim a gear bello.
Okay. Well, so yalunya joka ya sungnen fikte huwa blun gisa se sangle ge ye bate gisa celebrate ka chicken Women's Day. So ma beef the beef na se dio ge bed na the gamten questions that are going to help us. So the theme for this Women's Day is invest in women and accelerate progress. So what does this mean to you?
Okay, I'm a site lama forge katuka na rangu fene luge Willem Jim Keenan gesalo a tokle of key. Aka no hagen already sa nayin kena kana be na v of Jim katuka tuntia. Gese suga kiyip for a balin cock kap chaka ya kak. Kap strini chia soy nagana key ken ge gena sane ganli. Gese accelerate lubla muk for gese tinta kanwaka yang sundo chiki a progress whereas a lack gese sugo work a tum gese sugo wonga so a lo su ko tu ko na ki len na ge gese lo a jelly na ki na ge na gese feli fe ye gen already se fele na na masugo gen fele na ma lo kinen sa ka likai fe kama lunaten when dun dangwale ye keten ye won tele bolili a Cameroon up for wenge me using a blamo kwangfen 90% of the teachers in nursery and primary school luki lugene yevi in the tea ki the tea a tal yes a tomantonaten luki then walon do sakalik a foyer ne benefere ko felen take time wenge luvi mbikenu ge banda ke jere ge se fe wan ke jere ge se fe aka ki fu yelo ne nying na no ki ge sa ne se jere ya aka bi wan ne se nying na no ki aka ne na ka no ka ke ka aka ti se aka mo se su ko tomo fon wesen o ka jeli ndu ki yimbi Baya sun lu su tema ka chika kina se yenga ke. Ab ki in a fellele. In a felle jike. Ka faga ka loka ni egina gisa felle chiasen. Kagina felle le lue. Ana kaya lu ki sensan bege. Mloki in up to me wa me felle neten. O benefema lu fen. Yaluna ka fambi ka lo a fossa v. Senega nena hij fel wona chiasen kare kwating galomni. Logo vaga tonto no blamo kwange education. Luigia ka mwale. And as an loki as an need be. Sad to say suyele nenga senalu beka wana luna chi men. So kokan nguk samba. Kasen na keten se kilen getsen. Ya wana ya lundu wisenda mwale kakalu sendu. Ni as in kega mwale looking can not think a mock ka local yewe from point A to point B. As in yan luno key essen na base key G se jeka mwale. Essen le accelerator. Kano essen lo ne even kagele lak se giamten of key. Gegen kila ka diak kasana angukse ka wan web diome fingers won se sunga ba look a diak won. Look at diak tough no way. Bege luka diaka tenka masunga kimba ina na saki sa yinguk. Bege wa faisi vie tang. Vik wo. Sugu wala kela wana lusi jofwa yen. Walusi yen calculation. Wa viten chianata. Si yenga mani yun janka mo. Me yun janka mutu mo. Me yun na lukun mo. Me yun ken na lu kengikse. Se vi sentono wana jia. Education. Tough yep kigen a kin already. Ne I think you can knock a tint again a le can see lie. Again a yellow able so coops and cheese I'm not saying native. I think you a view woman leading katum katong tanga Liberia, Helen. Woman second months at a tea. It won't gain a low Liberia. But kicking a suction canoe won't get dinner.
Okay.
Yes, a need luck even. Mba kege wona kare na ruti kigen me ko jeke kan no kum kan lu luna luka dia kep ki na ki se kupsana amno kupsana gsm no ne a gana neten esan lo ki nan kai fele we vi wesen na blena tonga gwi asugi lule ani bo ki wi ye indute ine na kan no ka shiku won la ka ju men a lot di kamana kiyen kan no khana gana na chunda web jim na lo sungen sungen na ka jung na 4G se web jim na sungen bet viven na ba jo ge kan no ka gana yafa mo gana ge kam mo men kan na la op ti lan ma ba se kege esandumen kina na viven ge wana mama kan no kin la na kan ye esin be a jo so na luken a tong ta kan no ge empowerment lo we ja empower we chitup chuo because was a finger in a year of chovia, being a bar just. So sugar, what be one ba, where yam jam, work for ba, what tonic fu. No boy, where what true gear well, what name, little gear tin ye gante. I said, Sublamo quanga, a dioma at two table. What ja yellow, kick a tear at two table fomba. Fanny yen woman of Wayan. If you're not on the table, you are going to be in the menu. So again, as in dioma ka dioma in de lak. A kiji ayelu benefaka lian decision. Fana luge, yenani ya luge ya jie. Ya luko vong a shanda, fana tongte na luge. Ge follow one. E ji ya kawa interpret kana tan kandu ande lak. Aka yelu.
Okay.
Amas yana sa kasa bizi su okay. Maka ga fili bam sa kinin ka san chi. Sa yenga jiye lo ya san toko ki ndum bi sa lu ji ke. Ka kosa ne sin san beka. Ka bui ka chi ka ga lu se celebrate bla mo fu. Ga ya jiye ka no ka lu vi. Ya lu na ti yu kin bi te. makine ka chi ka na lu na ki dio alu man na fwa yen le 99 we fog energy o fe je bin ka ki bin ndi ge na bub ki yin ba fene ya simba halu wakina na wel waka na ka kutun tie ya lu no kon no nyong igen mebe ya yen lu man ba ge nyong sengo ane as lo kinen do kan wale education su in lene won ge nyong ne igen exclusive for 6 months gonna load the healthiest and most intelligent children. Amadin so wage a role where for in a font of V. The wall just janyong so one for those 6 months. Working one very key problems. So I'm again yes none they lack. As in kakin get as I said nay lane in a lacquer. Cannot allow us a nay keg of key coopsin a tint of key essen in and dumbi. Yes soon. Kinen ke wona sa kuileya kinen ke sagane hilaka lo no luka no ka kinen ke ka kan essen de lo essen tom of kisa so e woyen ne mo no woyen ne ndon li na maka uniform ye ye lo na army gina ndu ku yimli wa gina no nam duk ma gen ku face kan ke tiaka ken na lo essen no so lumno ne essen lo sa kinen do so se invest luge essen kinen Jesus alo essen talk of kiten a din a kup gupten riba fokalik se kiyen wayo essen momela kan guk subadi a yenge gena sa jeleya
Okay. Bele ya. Wala no lot nate. Bet wala nate swige kachika lan luma luse nai na kije. So is that not a misconception? Because one of the questions I was also asked, it was like, what should we do on Women's Day? And we say on Women's Day we are going to, and many people said women are going to go out and drink and get drunk while the men will cook for them to come and eat. So the woman on the street, is that what Women's Day should really be? Is that how the day should be celebrated? You say celebrate chicken lay.
all wrong because malosige se celebrate nonda celebrate no one way lu kachika le we fe uh wakinenge viving kishikalige kwekfeyelige kana as a name within 24 hours ka ba kimining sa because logo kana ga yasin ka to saying okay we can do mano ka hando ka fwa yene beyim ka gwichininda chiandu jo na wachama winda sa kinenge bla lolo gwi kana ganso we mo ka ba kana so masuina loge luma na kopsen te temegen a vilo lama ka ban yelo no wo kiwo na katumbi lume meche ma jasu go wan be lo lu li wa ka no ka gakan ga fwa yen ka lai fana banda koki e ya kwata na lu bua bwan no wana ji de lume na kupsen te temagen yenge kigen ka no ha ta drive na salu ya ma ja linda an wala fin ya yen wala fin so inga koma wi vie no kong non da no we wa kong wan no vie vi wa kong wan vie vi o ya kinenge ka fa ka ne wona vie feeling ke jun saluya ma ba su ke we cha 9 ton of wa yen we ton so we she ka chi ko ka ba mean anything sa because blue vi wa fin do nam duk lat when a lol li ko bichin nam duk maten chia member we ka inga sa ka inga so wa so I guess in name no knee jack emotionally Buga sin kwatelin en kinen ke chicken care from Lansendu. Je lom giamten non daname, giamten wone, nation daname kuiluwe. Abga kangi ye toma kashale ji fe no mo, abga kangi ye kanga bilen fe no mo, maloma gan leke se tokom. Akama ya kimini. Ke chicken landa, kaba kimini sa. Lukenge a joiner gele katum. Kana try men get try to sensitize lumen to sensitize the international community ge in a felon. A lumen lobbying is as we yaki International Day of the Men. Then look no near check and bege and a sugar Women's Day, which means the rest of the year is the Men's Day, right? That's what it means. If you're drinking every day and I have one day to drink, why do we celebrate you? They celebrate blue and lane and so masu ina lugu esin check kups entertainment esin
Mhm,
ajia kan de lak kinen ge kan ka law esin name de lak so
mhm,
kupsin ke vi even ka ke felen we feni temo wona joffe e lo su kan na lege la mo kwanga tender loving care ana wala ke ga su kan na lo so kia go wa ne kan no with tender loving care. Why is it that men don't do that?
mhm.
Yeah, so as in makasuiji for ge wachama walam ko ban san lan no bizlik buchi jalam ka ja kien ke so kupun
Okay,
here
let
ka
me. Somebody
name.
from the comments.
Mhm.
Somebody says Nofaya says women are
Mhm.
the pillar of society.
Mhm.
Investing in women accelerates community development. Thank you, Dr. Beatrice, for
Mhm.
your insight.
Mhm.
Women get up and speak up.
Mhm.
Time to be on the decision-making table.
Mhm.
So moving on. So what inspired you? I think you always have a special focus on women and on the girl
Mhm.
child.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Where did that start? What brought you to that point?
Okay, well why would look for no?
And
Well,
where will
kege
go?
lu asin shanda kenge gila ta.
Okay.
Namalu the last girl. Ilu kind of ki.
Oh.
So um Gia kage catalatin. Machamajan so for the entire history of the family. A lot of gender-based violence, abuse, and all of that. Luna walon dulin and logia kangwal wagasa yenge kana kinka hangan and samba. Man boys alone look at tumkachina level man lost a key a different support system where giamtin work a key the opportunities jang a little bit about my background no more understand can no come so but no Ghana
Mhm,
na Coxon Mami West yes and the Bawi in a lomom
mhm,
ge one week even though I can one a cage in and doing damn while then for unity size a jang win Cafe Gina jang win then his family really shandan when my cap kile luna look at them for lolo and law and again no when ka feeling to say and be right
mhm,
come kupsen no wes no im sesa bloom and of leaf for say okay is a tea kind of it energy in but this is some it's not an isolated case
yeah.
well we ke we keen do for situations families do not see you as a look assess but the mass week can not like a second ya luna kan no hajim ga gan luna fe yin lot luna fe ki a hand in it
Mhm,
ama suge a inspiration wo ga mana lokata ka one the third child and three girls
mhm,
ya ba kiwe we lower bin le fen suge kiwe team fence and team fence so ma suge a key need and se no in aggressive positive aggressiveness which means what you make chiana blemba la we kwa ga kamay man so
mhm,
lole obama says sugo we fe we kige wasa lole le ya go hanti walo kige wasa lole le ya lef yin man makoge magawe we lole
mhm.
through another person so inspiration wom kamlo me sui sumbangwe as again felling again jia ka kum poverty jia ka kum gender based violence a classroom
Mhm.
malo testimony
Yeah, we lived it.
make sa law lum na ka version to sukulim bam sa ka sa feel sa gui on the same day. I have
Mhm,
never been able to find now exactly what the distance is. That is tenacity. That is resilience. And I think that every woman has. Because take a sure web for 5 a.m. A seminar call where you're nigger is a chair and cost chicken. For a training a soy nigger and a low G. That's resilience. That's determination. We all have it. And we are all inspired in our own little places to see how we can push ahead. Where arena where me dominant fen. I am the only woman, the only black woman in the development place where me looting. But no man be ya limiting kong yellow 10 minutes. And if I never walk on my bahalu yoga, makira no su. Bakagil na try man sa chitip cho, the Lord ya chitip. Baka maba sung na kenga masung. Baka lo su kan ma su so we love love and gelo peace kondo chi Africa for 2 years. When you do on the table and when's the feel can feel. Again, Louis 20. I'm a tongue to wing expert. Right? Expert in what?
And
You know, so
tourism.
those are the kind of I could do on the table, come soon yes, and then they laugh. Oh, when he tong tong and niggas forget you're talking about so and I look at the same attitude around the world. When do India, do Asia, do Latin America, a kilo say kate, ben ka decide and look finger, a so go invest in women, look really a cushion paradigm. A GS name no timber. My law man no ka chikijim, but the law tongue to kick a smallholder farmer. This is Masuga, this it is time when they become farmers, no longer smallholder farmers. What key program in a Cameroon is a key already 71 cooperatives, and a majority 80% of the people who are in those cooperatives are women. A share job, a car say continue. For the 4 years or any years one or so, don't any even subkitten.
Yeah. Wow. And that leads me to the next question. So, listening to what inspired you, which is something which should inspire every young girl in Oku and everywhere, what are some initiatives that you've taken through your education and through your practice to empower women, to invest in women?
Well, I just gave more for example, Kamok. Ge walokina na no wa nein. Gilo suken ge Asia so one kwige behind the Asia key on several things. Asia on village savings, then Asia on business, what we call in a big term entrepreneurship.
What's you about
Okay, masui kanona lu nascent.
Okay.
Kanona nascent. Well, lawyer nge ke gia fa yena so on ka na fa yena ye na no fa yena up to mablewe a train gena as caterers no wakiye blikablewe wa yenge gelten and the knowledge then create small restaurant, yeah, a create kidi fedi. Then the farmers in particular ege ki nge loss again a kile ka fa ka tonta na blama agriculture the value chains because wake is a consoy blend where you in America Washington is a sang na bilen na 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 soya beans and a product were blue very nutritive for the children and for the pregnant woman. So behind what we are doing, we are trying to empower them, and the only best arena we're gonna lot them think agriculture. What we are doing is ekasuka a limesang, a transformer sang into conflicts or whatever. Where we clear elim when a one lumen a kakaswing one lumen a vegan along a machine or key north benefit lu wayan machine to say provide gaya for so then packaging the package then lean and again the one to tell a key internet, go li internet, a design ka fa ki a V4. Really yana wa Facebook or yana YouTube. Phenology is this say king a key gay mantra was look wakalusa kigel cap, the make a number, a tal, lusa look key. That is our policy. Yeah, so 60% minimum of our beneficiaries, especially the way she can look fair, look beaten.
Oh, wow. I'm foreseeing a time where boys are going to riot and ask for empowerment because we are
No,
being
no,
discriminated
definitely
against them.
they wouldn't because most of the funding where they law kilo for priorities so one key but when do china kaleke presumably where one lumen, they are forced to go do cattle rearing and things like that. We turn it around and give priority to the boys so that we are doing equality and inclusion.
Inclusion.
We cannot get balance because even though I swing organize, a law organize to key into groups, we make sure that young men are also part of our beneficiary target. So we are not exclusive.
Okay.
But they cannot get balance quickly by giving that priority to the women.
Okay. Yeah,
Bagaimana
thank you
duman
so
na
much.
ambi nangang nesen lo a try sa nega yang sa ko again as ndumbi then ma yenga kasalo ke gyam tenergy kya.
Yeah, by the way, yeah. So this brings us to the next question.
Yes.
Lunde said, "Dom te vi gebien dumbi. Who should invest in the woman?"
Hey, benefit was all cat and masugumba what ya lu table when I look the menu. Feeling do it by me lack. I'm nowhere discussing that manjong. The same themes are supposed to be coming up in that chunk. And then the system kise lose gwiji again manjong a chunk corner na kalik. And a law corner a via kigie. Aka suga timaji fena luga a kia lumbi. Se kika ji do na lugai. As in dear Jesus cox of Bamanda mo a lia shiko quack. Calvinia lu able so cock a tongue a chaba. So we send us a bay for a yen as a wisdom as in kicking and do off lights na. No, Macadioma table, yes, we are Timothy Mackie, ye Tim, ye chon bum, ye chon a sortin, ye doon fen, ye kia lon do go so cow for yen or lumen, lean and one do cat a limb. Fen one a lumen, a man ying to chicky do lee. Benny as a locky can ye cock on a tisson, the kiba cock a tisson, fenalua, ye bahalu, no a dioma take burgo a lu v. Oh, a mess to go okay, as in yet try saying a balance a gk. Kajimaluga kalunginyam abia janga manjong sa sungnan fene abluse ki on another forum mena feb ki sungnan then am ken another forum when lumen again ki e ka wasalon ne investigation wa first lemgele in separate groups jo again sa su gegia e bi sa lumen again jia ne gamten of ki na ten lo ike jo ka gena su me bi sa ki jia en kwa ga lo lumen gamten na ten luike o ma checkle ka no ten ma sise lo gwi konen ya luna no was kege an ka ge in kwatinge an ka yin kwatinge until we can come to a table together good you me yesungen lu shanda a blumen say ya decide can when you na kana ndo lumen of coffee le gwi bi so vino well figure and do a manjong a jasu so vegan do manjong londo a chaba bakwaji a jang na lunde first.
Okay.
So kalusa keti shanda a bloom recognize ge a V malolo fair a winba. I'm a benefit and our key statistics weighing a felon together. Can can I look community, can I look shanda, can I look community. They are doing better.
Yeah, barely,
So
yeah.
Louis Fair ni lu cousin so you can say tintin there a blamokwan a sugar a loose a V policy. Yes, and Lilin and yes, and Shanda. Up for me yanke. Can I have dint and cheese up for Lue? Look quiffon le luna vican a calo sakaway, a vican of a kumukitana. A administrative structure na essen. I'm a key through all of that. As in coops and a cheek, you know.
Barely. Well, and to recap what you've said, it's just a call for women to be more assertive. We should be more assertive when it comes to decision making, whether in our meeting houses, whether in our homes. We should not relegate to the back where we only have to cook food and feed the people who are making the decisions.
That's right.
Yes, we should be there on the decision making table. If not, we are going to be the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Belle, so that said, so what is your ideal celebration of Women's Day? I know you've said it already, but today is the day and some people are getting drunk right now. What is your ideal celebration? What does that look like
I
to
don't
you?
know whether I don't know what I can say to anybody as far as celebration is concerned.
Mhm,
Can I have kilo name first of all? If our lives are dedicated to making other people happy, but kachika lana makalo fele londo so way in the uniform yenagui na look no hamasene every day. The loma so kine kilo celebration. Really, ya luna weble diamond ki movie when onena ge
mhm,
a decide lo well lia kaka chika la na kaka lo kachi resolution na kan new year di
mhm.
suga mane kinan singing yom jike
Yeah.
lo ma even kesa lossy nging yom up jike lusa kupsen se shiko kwak at 7 o'clock for you 4 more moko for you 5 for you 6 olo we yellow no a bowman na lo ja naked lo a day of reflection
Mhm,
on our role, how we can lift ourselves up, and then see how we can seek help. Because waluna waba yenga wa needing help. We jag we thing way.
mhm,
So as in lose reflect. Saying kapki as in lo happy more bahalo happier.
mhm.
Waluna waba halo happy wa ja chosen. But if I am fell and lo very satisfied with it.
That's good.
Mlondo senyim yelu no makwate kalenen e lusendo Malawi one needing effort kano so kilo recently we were celebrating women and trying to lift them up as champions of climate change,
Mhm,
of management of climate change. Those are areas where you can integrate yourself in, whether you're educated or not. We will in Nairobi want to celebrate as having led the planting of trees. Fortunately, she was educated. There are a lot of people who are doing things like that that can change the world
mhm.
who are not educated. So, while important, but esingali singi bantu ngwale tofere ni chaya sana because kachi lole gena lole ndu 24 hours we
Mhm.
at the end of the day we what did you achieve? If you want to find out from them you will be amazed.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for this very rich discussion. Very short notice, but and we are so excited and glad that you took out the time to talk to women, to talk to Oku people, to talk to
Mhm,
people,
mhm.
about about women, about womanhood, and what we can do to be better.
My
So,
pleasure, my
on a
greatest
final note,
pleasure. I unfortunately I'm a teacher and I think I was a teacher by birth.
mhm,
Sometimes what I say is not welcome at the face of it, but eventually, after 5 years, people come to me and say, "Hey, you know what? You influenced
you're
me
right.
one way or the other." Because when I have an opportunity to share what I'm thinking, whether
Mhm.
it's good at the face value or not, I just say it, and I'm always saying it from a point of view of education. Because just a couple of days ago, I said a young man was sending a message out to a group to say that the Wamey family is going to be hosting a meeting, and he said the Wameys with an apostrophe, and I say no, in English that's not correct. If it's the Wamey family, you hear they say the Obama family.
The
They
Obama.
don't say the Obama's family,
Mhm,
and it is a common thing with us,
mhm.
the way we have learned the English language. And I just sent a
Or the
private message
Wames.
to
You can
him
just say the
to say
Wames.
that it's the Wames or the Wame family.
Mhm,
So you don't put the S in both cases. So he sent me a message thanking me, and I said, anytime, if I
mhm.
have the opportunity, you say you put out an idea. If somebody doesn't like the idea, throw it away, but don't throw me away with the
Of
with the
course, of
idea.
course.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it is a great pleasure, and at any time,
Mhm.
at any time.
So, what's your final word to women? Maybe you want to wish some people
I,
Happy Women's Day.
yes, yes. I want to wish. I was going to say I want to do that, and my linguistics uh, thing in my back. Do I sound Cameroonian? And that's one thing that is. I mean, this
God help us.
we have to like ourselves.
Yeah.
You have to like who you are, the way God made you. I don't want to go into dirty ground, but the African woman needs to be proud of who they are. The young girl, create your environment. Look at who you are and be proud of who you are. Because you can do anything. You
Mhm.
can change your voice, you can change your look, you're going to remain you. So do the best of what you are. You know, that's what I'm going to be telling the young girls from our part of the world. There is something that God has given to each of us that is special. When you think, when you do introspection, you're going to find that thing. You may find it later on, but it is there, and you have to trigger it. You have
Mhm.
to really wake it up. And we need to be thinking. There is a lot out there in the social media, which is really, it's good, but to a certain extent, let's be careful
Mhm.
what we do, what we say, what we get from out there. So that's a little thing, because you and I are talking here to people who are back home,
Yes.
and they are seeing a lot of other things that people are saying. And you have to be careful. You have to think who you are, and then choose what you think is going to fit into your own environment. As I like to say, one komote,
Mhm.
you know.
That's who we are.
Mm,
That's who
yeah.
we are.
Mm.
So thank you so much. I want to give a special shout out to my mom. There was something you said that triggered something in me about
Uh,
your mother raising you people alone after
mhm,
the death of your father. And that was
mhm.
the same case with me and my siblings. So I want to give a
See,
big shout out to my mother, Mrs. Helen Tamanjong. You did well.
uh,
You're still doing well. God bless
I,
you. I
I
appreciate your
know.
effort every day. And I'm a strong woman because a strong woman raised me.
That's
So
right. I
shout
know
out to
her,
you.
and I did not even see that analogy between you and I, because at a certain, I struggled. I cannot stop talking. I struggled here
It's
in the
okay.
US when I was in the classroom, because I see what they have, and
Mhm,
I'm thinking of what we were scrimping to
mhm,
survive. And I would talk to them, and they'll turn around and tell me, "Get out of my face! You're not my mother." And I'm like, listen, you're going to regret, you know.
mhm.
And I mean, sometimes you're saying, why did God do this to me at this time? And then all of a sudden you say, hey, you thank your God
Mhm.
at every turn of the day. And there's something chemistry that worked between us. And I think that is where it started. So
Who
thank
knows?
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very well. I'm giving another shout out to my mother-in-law, Madame
Mhm,
Florence Ngong. She's my
mhm,
big support system.
mhm.
I'm so proud to have her as a mother-in-law, and I wish her happy Women's Day. It's Mother's
Yeah,
Day too.
it's
Happy
Mother's
Women's
Day.
Day.
So I'm
And
giving a shout out also to all my friends who are mostly women out there. My
mhm,
two sisters, yeah, Margaret Zalambong, Ma Natalia Chin, all my nieces, my nephews who are out there. I
mhm,
want them to know that this is a day for their wives, and they
yes,
should do what it is what is expected of them. So thank you so much. Thank you.
that's so sweet.
Mhm.
Yep. So on a last note, happy Women's Day to all the Oku women out there and all the women who are going to watch this episode. We hope we enriched you. We'll be back someday to say more, and we also want to hear from you how you're investing in yourself to accelerate your
Mhm.
own progress.
Mhm.
So stay blessed, and we love you. Everyone, like, follow Oku and Beyond for more topics of discussion like this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rudy.
You're welcome.
Mhm.